End game tonight for another locals report with Trey. He just got second tonight, so we're gonna go through his deck and see why he chose this deck and why he chose the ratios he chose. So I'm gonna let him start out with his leader. Go ahead.
All right, so tonight I played Shenron, reanimator. The leader. You switch it to rest mode. You get 2 Dragon Balls from your life or deck. Then, once you have 7 Dragon Balls in your drop area, you grab a Desire from your drop area and you flip it over.
Okay, and on the flip side?
On this side, it has 3 activate mains that you do at once. So you can either draw a card, you can activate a Desire card from your hand, which is what you're normally doing, or you can do its ultimate, where you remove 7 Dragon Balls from the game and you give the card 10,000 power and triple attack.
Yep. So the leader just pluses 2 a lot, and then does crazy stuff on the flip side.
Crazy.
Yep.
The main thing in the deck that is necessary, we run 5 normal Dragon Balls.
Okay.
Use it, you draw a card. 1 star ball.
Okay. So with the 1 star, why just a 1 of, and then what are you trying to do with this card generally?
Typically, you're dropping your big bombs, or what I like doing is I like dropping cards to ramp myself to bring them out later.
Okay.
And then we run 1 Super Dragon Ball to dig for big bombs and
just piece things together that you don't have.
Yeah.
On what turn are you trying to play this generally, your Super Dragon Ball? Are you trying to turn out turn 2, or are you generally waiting?
How I play the deck, I play it turn 2.
Okay. Even if someone's aggroing you down?
Typically, if someone's aggroing me down, I'll try to awaken turn 2 because I can get an energy untapped with the card I'll show you later.
Okay. We'll keep going then.
Kind of the thing that makes the deck work, really. That's another card.
Yep, 4 objection. Needed.
Yeah. Good to ramp yourself up there. It's a nice turn 3 play. Multiple other cards. 3 wastes. This is your other ramp card that you drop with 1 star ball or Super Dragon Ball.
So this card you're trying to see and then pitch
Yes.
to your 1 star or your Super Dragon Ball. Yep.
Typically, if you get in hand, if you get more than 1, typically it's charge or it's combo power.
Okay.
Then the main big thing of the deck to me, 4 world peace. If I had to sum this card up in words, broken.
Yeah.
Being able to bring any card you want back to your drop area just by having a certain amount of energy is absurd. So typically how my turn 3 play will run is I'll go from 3 energy to like 7.
Okay.
And typically your world piecing out should release.
So you objection on 2.
You objection on 3.
On turn 3. Because you're Super Dragon Ball. And okay, continue. Well, I'm trying to see how you get to your 7 energy on turn 4. Right?
You get to it on turn 3 because what you're doing is you're objectioning on turn 3, then you leader skill world piece Whis, bring up Whis, then you have 3 energy active, you swing with Whis, sense beam, you get to 4, then you objection.
Okay, yep.
Next we run 2 ultimate featuring Gojitas. It's good to board control, and it's also good to draw you your other pieces that you don't need. Typically it's in here to control those more lenient matchups like U6 and just pan and aggro stuff.
A lot of aggro cards and cards that can't be KO'd, this card can deal with because it doesn't essentially KO them.
Typically it's also good if they're playing cards like Urgent Aid Kami, Borgos, and all those annoying little cards.
Okay, yep. Those are the cards that don't let you peel back your energy and extend your plays.
2 Dragon Fist.
Yep, this is what I'm talking about. It's one of my favorite cards.
I love this card so much. You swing with it, you choose a card in Goring Barrier, you bounce back to their hand, and then you can untap 2 energy. Either way, you're untapping 2 energy, and it's a 25k double strike.
Yep. I agree. I play that my reanimator list myself. A lot of lists don't, but I think it's just too good.
2 Gogeta Hero Revived. This card is awesome. I don't understand why it's not tampered with at all.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's not an SCR with all that text. It really is just an SCR.
Really.
But you can play more than one, so.
I was running this at 3, but I decided to bump it down to 2 to make more space for more cards to kill your opponent with, because that's all this deck's trying to do.
But at the end of the day, what bomb are you wanting to see more than any other bomb? Do you have a preference, or is it still probably Gogeta is probably the go-to?
Gogeta's nice with another card that's coming up.
Okay. I know which one that is.
Yeah.
Let's go.
1 Beerus.
Yep.
This is also good with Gogeta, because you knock him down to 3, then you swing with Gogeta. It's critical. You can give Gogeta critical.
But then you bring out the Beerus and you make him make a choice. Sacrifice your board or discard 2 of the 3 cards you have left. Yep.
The card that's awesome with Gogeta, Kaioken. Typically it's not as relevant in the more aggro matchups, because you're already out like 2 or 3 life. But typically in any other matchup that you can defend your life from, this card's very relevant.
So you can Gogeta, and then either with Beerus or Kaioken, you can just start taking their life down the rest of the way, or their hand down.
Yeah.
Yep.
A card that will guaranteed be changed. One's Zamasu.
Wow, this is different. Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a hold of the Seeds of the Future. This would probably be Victory Strike if I had it.
Okay.
It does the exact same thing as Seeds of the Future, except it doesn't have double strike and dual attack, and you're ripping a card from their hand.
That's the Trunks card. Okay. Right?
It's the Goku Anu.
Okay, that's right.
So you swing with it, and you remove a card from their life, energy, battle area, and hand.
Okay.
And they all go to the bottom. 2 Dragon Raiders. The only time I'm really Dragon Raider,
Buying back world's pieces?
yeah, this
Yep.
pretty much, this is what I like to call my extra 2 world piece.
Okay.
Here you go.
So it
Or extra.
legit just makes you have,
4 world's piece if you want.
Yeah.
Right? Because they can buy back 2 each if you feel like it.
I said I get
4 Senzu Beans. I was running 3, but I noticed I needed to up it to 4, because how this works is getting yourself up to high energy is very necessary in this deck.
Yeah.
So being able to Senzu Bean back and using objection, and it's also good to defend yourself from other matchups.
Yep.
2-figure Majesty Shenron. This card, I've played it. I think I played it tonight twice.
Okay.
The only time you're really playing it is if you don't have more than 2 objections in hand. Because you can play this with Shenron, with the Whis. Then you Senzu Bean twice, tap all 4 of your energy.
Okay.
Then you play this from hand, and then you Shenron on tap 2, then you objection again.
Especially if they're tapped out. Then you don't have to worry about counter plays.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 Personal Ambition. I actually run blue-yellow in this deck. Not as common, but I haven't seen it in any list. Pretty much it's just an extra Dragon Ball.
Yep.
This is the card that really untaps you on turn 2, because if you do your wish on turn 2, then you grab back this from drop, then you leader skill to ambition to untap a yellow
Okay.
energy.
Just more deck thinning.
Yep. 3 Zena buttons. This is good to, if you're tapped out on your turn 3 going into 4, so your opponent's turn 3 or 4, you Zena button, untap all your energy, and then you have room to Senzu Bean.
Yep. Good defensive card, especially in a deck like this that needs to keep energy up. Super combo.
Kind of standard for any Shenron deck, Sparking 5.
Yep.
It's active, turn 1 or 2. Then finally the most awesome card in the deck that saved me a lot for Flying Nimbus.
Okay. So the yellow tech is mainly for the Flying Nimbus. Well, I mean, you have the personal ambition too, so it's kind of like dual. Like the personal ambition can thin your deck, and then Flying Nimbus just because it can shut down aggro.
This saved me in one of my matches tonight, and it's an awesome card. It just stops aggro in its tracks.
Okay, so now let's go through your matchups tonight. So and how you navigated those. So round one, what'd you play against?
Round one, I played. What did I play? I played Lord Slow.
Okay. So how'd you do?
Kind of rolled over him. It wasn't. The only issue I had during the matchup was having just the hand destruction because I think he played 2 of his Agent of Destruction that way, and that really stopped me. So I was sitting here for 2 players named.
So did you lose that match?
I won that match.
You won that match. So how'd you win then?
Pretty much what I did is I World Peace Kaioken and then I World Peace Beerus. So I ripped their entire hand with Kaioken and then I swung with Beerus and wiped their entire field.
Okay.
Then they couldn't do anything the following turn and they swung with Leader and tried to play cards, but I had Nimbus in hand. Then they passed and then I just swung with Beerus again and win.
So round two.
Round 2, I played Broly Victory Shot.
Okay. And then did you win that matchup?
I did win that matchup.
Okay.
How that matchup went is it was really just whoever went first because
I take it you
I
ended
went
up
first.
Okay.
Because it was whoever got to turn 4 first.
And do their broken thing.
Yeah.
Basically.
I killed them by world piecing 3 times in one turn
Okay.
to play Kaioken. I played Gogeta first, then I played Kaioken. No, I Dragon Fisted first.
Okay.
Bounced back their Path to Greatness. Then did Gogeta. Shuffled back in their Victory Strike and High to Mastery.
Okay.
Then Kaioken to rip their entire hand.
Okay, nice. That's a good way to win.
Correct.
So round 3.
I played Namekians.
And how'd that go?
It was a weird matchup.
Win or lose that round?
I won.
Okay.
The matchup sort of went like it was really just me sitting there and him sitting there, him attacking me, and then me waiting to get enough of my bombs out to kill him. I think I killed him with Kaioken.
Okay.
So Kaioken's kind of the main thing you want to see.
Because that deck probably has no counterplays or anything that can answer that.
It had
Unless they have enough negates, but then...
it had preemptive strike in it, which slowed me down.
Yeah.
I was world piecing out Whis, and they slowed me down by doing that. The turn 1 and 2 play was... They played 2 Urginating Commies, which really stopped me because I couldn't ambition or Sims Beam.
Okay, so now round 4.
Round 4, I played Jiren.
And you lost that one.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason I lost is I shouldn't have gave my Beerus triple attack. I should have just used Leader Skill to world piece it out. Because I Beerus wiped their entire field. I had a Nimbus in hand, but it wasn't able to be used because I didn't have any.
So in hindsight, you think that you might have just made a play mistake and you could have took the game?
I think I might have, because I had Kaioken and Beerus on board. So I was at 2 life. I Kaioken revealed their hand. They had Coquetta Zone and Time Magic in hand.
Okay.
So I ripped the Time Magic. I feel like I should have ripped the Coquetta Zone though, because either way I would have had 2 or 3 swings.
Okay. Well, at the end of the day, you still got second tonight, and you might have pulled best out of your prizing packs out of everyone.
Yeah.
Sometimes second place still wins. Depends on what you pull. So he played Shenron Reanimator tonight, and he got second. So that's the end of the deck tech, and more likely we'll see you here next week because I see you here every week. Yeah. Thanks, man.